I don't know, he just goes over there and he goes,
Call this meeting to order at 4:11. Councilman Lake, you did it.
Lord, we thank you for this time to come together and do the people's business, but do it in a manner that you would have us do it. We appreciate you. God bless the Cherokee Nation. Amen. Amen.
Jody Fishenhoff. Here. Chuck Hoskin Jr.
Here.
Bill Anglin.
Here.
Jack Baker. Joe Bird.
Honey.
Juliet Coates. Here. Meredith Fraley. Here. Janelle Fulbright. Here. Don Garvin.
Bye.
Frankie Hargis. Tana Gordon Jordan.
Present.
Lee Keener.
Honey.
Dick Lay.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
David Thornton.
Honey.
David Washington.
Honey.
Karen Callan Watson. We do have a forum.
Make a motion to approve both minutes.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, report. Ms. Lacey Warren.
Hey now. Good afternoon. Sorry about the second cell phone interruption of your meetings today. You all have my report. Is there any questions that I can answer?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I persistently heard after yesterday's CMB board meeting about a $5 million dividend that the chief asked for, but we had no knowledge of. So just to clear the air for anyone watching, has there been any kind of money from Cherokee Nation businesses to fund things?
This is news to me, so I've not accepted any dividend, a special dividend, or anything like
Other
that.
than the one we've already.
Other than the ones that you're completely aware of, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is that all?
Thank you.
Mr. Slayton.
Good afternoon. Presenting the financial report, we ended up with consolidated net income of $9.3 million. That was 15% above our budget of $8 million. We've consistently had good months, starting about January, February, and just continuing to build. And we see that trend holding steady through July and August as well. I'd like to report that we opened Ramona on Tuesday, and it's a beautiful facility up there. It was jam-packed. They had a record day for that facility, and we continue to expect good things from it. We still have a few items to fix on the punch list and some of the landscaping. We'll next be doing the demo on the mods in the old building there. And then on September 17th, I believe, we're going to have a grand opening up there, and we'll get the details out to everybody if they haven't already been sent to you. We're still working towards that mid-September opening of Casino 3 at Catoosa. That facility is looking really nice inside. We've set game bases, and games are going in, and so that's just a couple, 2 or 3 weeks away. The hotel will open last week of November, first week of December, and then Fort Gibson will open somewhere in the same time frame. So we've got a busy schedule coming up, and our people are hard at work finalizing our budget for the year to present to our board mid-September, and then the end of the month for final approval. And other than that, I'll entertain any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Could you have the staff, one of your staff, resend soft openings and
Sure.
anticipates we'll get those on our calendar.
Yeah.
I know that you send those, but just a short version of
Sure,
where we might need to be expected to be.
we'll do that.
And I understand you've got a major personnel change. Could you explain more about what's going on and who's doing what?
Well, part of the you know, personnel issues or things that we don't discuss in public, but Don LaBasse is and our company has reached a separation agreement, and so over the next few weeks and months, we'll be transitioning to a new CFO, and beyond that, I really, don't want to get into particulars of it. In fairness to everybody.
CFO?
Yes, Doug's going to help us with that. Doug Evans.
Okay, is there compensation associated with that?
Actually, point of order, if we're going to talk about any personnel matters, dealing without personnel, I would ask that that be done in executive session.
Sure.
I don't know, it was our attorney, right? So I didn't ask how much. All I asked was, is there compensation associated with Doug Evans taking the interim CFO position? The speaker said that we have to go into executive session to ask and answer that question.
May I elaborate a little further?
This is out of bounds. I'm going to suspend any discussion. Shall we go into executive session? Continue, Mr. Slayton.
I'll entertain any questions.
So there's not going to be any response to my question?
No, in executive session.
Well, so I asked for an opinion from our attorney if it's executive session. Legally, can we go into executive session over that?
Chair's rule. Yes.
Move to go into executive session.
Second.
All those in favor of going into executive session, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Exit executive session. So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Those opposed? We've exited executive session and no motion was made except to exit it. Continue.
And that was all I had. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Sean.
Welcome.
Any other questions, Mr. Slater? Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Diane Tillman.
No, it's going to be on that quick. I'm still making notes. We've been extremely busy in career services. We had an open house today over at our shop. We finally got some furniture. I want you to know we're the only area in that whole building over there that was never redecorated. And I told Bruce Davis that we need to be in his plan next year. But we finally have chairs out in the hallway so that our people don't have to sit on the floor and they don't have to sit on a hard bench. And thanks to Brenda. And we had C&D. They helped us do some artwork. They had some prints. So come over and visit us. It looks a lot better. We're not crammed in there like sardines anymore. And our clients have some privacy with the counselors now. Our tarot office will start training for our tarot vendors about the middle of September. We don't have the actual dates or locations yet. John is going to do a trial run with us probably next week, and then he is going to conduct the training, he and his staff, and then we will actually do it with the different entities at CMD and here at the government on the tarot regulations and law. Vocational training, they are busy taking applications for the fall semester for vocational training. Job Corps graduated 200 students this past Friday. There was 95 that actually walked last Friday. We had a really good graduation. Recruitment for specialized training started up. We have plumbing, electrical, masonry, and carpentry. Shane Kirby and Andy Goodward are working on that. For counselors, we've been working with the VOTEC system at Northeast area and at Indian Capital. And I know that probably Councilman Latham will say, what about Bartlesville? Well, we've never done this before, so we had to do it as a trial basis. And they are in partnership, so we're working with them to see if this would work. They've got some sort of a display that they're going to take around to the campuses on the carpentry that Tony Forte has developed. So we'll see how it works. We may not fill up our classes, but we'll shoot for doing something after the first of the year, and I'll keep Tri-County in mind at that point in time. Is that okay? Okay. I hope it is, because I'm not sure that we can pull this off, because the classes will start probably the middle of September, and we've just got a short window to get the recruitment in. Hopefully we'll have a lot in the pipeline so that when we're constructing houses, we're building buildings out here like clinics, because I understand we've got quite a bit of construction getting ready to hit, or we'll have people in the pipeline that can do masonry work, block work, and they'll be working in an apprenticeship journeyman certification under a licensed person. We started business classes, I think I told you last month. Laura Jones, who was our instructor at NABTEP, she's going to do an extra duty contract, and she's going to do basic computers on Tuesday nights, and then she's going to do an advanced class on Thursday nights. We just announced it one day, and guess what? The classes were filled up. And if it's successful, we'll try to do something again later on, and we're hoping that this will help a lot of people to get their foot in the door with some jobs. When I said we've been extremely busy, I just want to give you a little bit of information. This past month, we met with a digital billboard company out of Mississippi, and CNB was at the table along with us here on the government side. We've been working very closely with Sean and his staff, Phil Reedy, Stephen Bilby, and Chris Moody. One of them has been at the table at just about every one of these meetings with Mike Bailey. Doug has even been involved in some of the meetings when he could break loose and come over. And the digital billboard, Phil Reedy is working with us on that. There is a gentleman out of Massachusetts who was here who worked with us on some therapeutic type creams, like for arthritis, cramps, and he has some contracts out there, and we're looking to maybe do a partnership with him so that we have some cottage type businesses, and we're looking at the unemployment in all of our 14 counties. There is a medicine group out of California that we also met with, and our health department was there at the table on this. There's 3 different call centers that we've been in contact with, meeting with, out of Arkansas, Texas, and Arizona. There was a group that was here last week from Arizona on housing materials, and I believe Councilman Walking Stick, I believe you sat through that last Thursday. Yep. And that has also been turned over to CNB to look at their profitability, their ranking, and all that stuff to see whether or not it's something that's actually going to fly. Lighting fixtures, Chris Moody is working with us on that, and that's a group out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we have a meeting with them next week. Data center, we had a conference call with the group that was here on Equinex. They have turned, and now we're looking at something with Windstream, and Stephen Bilby will be taking the lead to work with them in that arena. And then we're also looking at broadband. John James and Heather Griffin and Spencer and that group out of CNB, they've been working on this, and the survey is actually going out, and then they will put a business plan together. And hopefully we'll be able to get some money that we can come back and look at our rural electric companies for partnering with them so that we can get broadband out there in the rural areas. And then there was a poultry group out of North Carolina. I was just telling Ann and I, when I looked at this list, there's almost 13 to 15 different businesses that we've actually met with this past month. And that is astronomical in terms of what we've been able to do in the past. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I know that sometimes you think we're not doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, we are. Come and follow us around. Have any questions?
Councilman Cooper?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I know you're busy. I'm not one to say that you're not busy, but I know you are and read your reports. But I just wanted to make sure, well, I asked you to check and see if there's anyone in your groups that is asked to be traveling from point A to point B using their vehicle and not being given mileage. I'm not sure what the policy is.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I will talk to you about that after this meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Ms. Ananite?
I apologize for my dress today. I've been hauling programs around, so you have a copy of my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. No? Good. Thank you.
Mr. Evans? Or no, it's Carol first. 10 items.
Who is it?
Carol, consent items.
John knows that, or is John out there then?
Maybe you should bet on him.
No changes on the list. The list is intact.
Okay. I hear a motion.
Motion approved.
Second. Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, thank you. Cemeteries.
Okay, now the cemetery list that everyone should have begins with Spade in Cherokee County and ends with Northview and Sequoia. There's 6 cemeteries there.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Community assistance.
Community assistance report, realize it's been changed due to last minute submissions. Gail just let me know the typo that she put, the report you should have on page 2, showed us ceremonial ground. And it should go through on the 3rd page, Skelly Public Schools. So if Skelly is your last one on the list and you have the current one, there is a typo for about 6 up from the bottom. You see Salina Fire Department. That should say Salina First Baptist Church.
Oh, speaker.
We need to remove Hobart Community Building. They actually received their money earlier in the year and it just got on there again, I think by mistake. And are we ready for the added ones?
And I have one to add.
Okay. I have one to add that would be from Curtis, David Walkenstick, Bill Bird, and myself. It is the Junior Regional Rodeo Finals. It's a little group that encompasses 3 counties, and it's a youth group, and they're mostly all Cherokee kids. And Curtis was going to give 300, David Walkenstick's going to give 300, Joe Bird 300, and I'm going to do 500.
1,400 total. What was that organization name again?
It's, they've got down here Cowboy Regional Rodeo Finals. And we already knew Joe added this one.
Okay.
So one's out and the other.
Holbert Community Building, 1,500.
Yeah, because we had previously done that in the spring.
I'd add to that, Veneta Public Schools Special Education Program, $1,500. That'll be for my balance.
Okay. Any others, Dan?
1,500?
Yes.
Can I ask one more question? I'm just making sure that these don't carry over, right?
These funds do not carry over.
And we have one more meeting in September.
More in September to deplete your balance or it just lapse.
Warn the group, this is an account that's for your community and you need to deplete it on your community activities by next month. Give your information to the staff.
and Dick and Julie are both, they're the only ones that have fully depleted at this point. Is that it?
Your motion?
I make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Law enforcement.
Law enforcement does carry over. Within Mod 1 in October, there'll be a carryover. Right now, there's 3 law enforcement, Town of Verdigris, Ms. Calvin Watts at 4,430, and her, as well as the remaining balance of 907 for City of Claremore, and 914 balance, Ms. Fraley, Salina Police Department. That will leave Mr. Hoskin and Mr. Lay with the only 2 balances. These will carry over, so it's not like community assistance. We'll
Move
just
to approve.
resubmit.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Approved, Doug.
Okay. There are no roads this month.
Business is no new
Roads carry
business.
over, by the way. I didn't catch anyone with one.
New business? That's your mod.
Okay, the mod. Got a few last minute items of information related to the mod that the administration is requesting to change. This particular mod brought in $370,000 of grants, which is actually a net number of a pretty substantial grant, $1.25 million for 2 new awards and 3 carryover adjustments on DHHS. Slightly offset by $676,000 of USDA carryover adjustment and a $370,000 decrease in carryover adjustment on Sequoia High School facility. One thing this thing is there was 2 budgets in the mod. The net effect was 0. However, the 2 budgets that are in here, the administration is requesting to pull these 2 budgets because there's further information indicating that the possible balance transfer related to the tribally subsidized construction at Sequoia High School's gym that was made in the past. A part of that will be resorting back the balance back to our general fund coffers. But the balance is in question at this point due to some recent developments in the finance group. So they're requesting, since they don't know for sure what the amount actually is, instead of asking the body to authorize something that would rather just wait until they know exactly what the dollar is. Now, with that would have otherwise removed this from a mod going to full council altogether because there wouldn't be a change in it. However, there is one budget they are requesting that a last-minute submission related to your general assistance fund on self-governance out of the human service group in the amount of $45,000. They do have that available funds in carryover, and program personnel are here to answer any questions. It's an increase from $978,000. This is the human service general assistance program. From $978,000 to $1,023,000, an increase of an even $45,000 for end of year commitments that they would like to hold. I believe it's over 100 something applicants, but they are here to answer any of your questions, and the funding is available in their carryover.
Any questions?
No questions?
Okay, that is
Move to
March.
approve.
Motion is made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Okay.
All right, is it business? The next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, September 27th at 3. Do I hear a motion? Adjourn? Oh, we go adjourn. Back to rules.
We're going to get back to rules just